Real estate loans and other financial opportunities mentioned on this show are offered by various companies, entities, and or organizations that may not be directly owned, managed, or controlled by the Real Estate Life. All credit decisions, including loan approval rate and APR, will vary based on your specific loan request and credit profile. The information provided on this show is merely to allow the listener the ability to become more familiar with such potential opportunities and to obtain more detailed information on the suitability of such opportunities to the listener's personal and financial situation from the companies, entities, and or organizations involved.
A new home you've dreamt about for years, and there's only one thing standing in your way: getting a loan. Rest assured, United Mortgage Corporation of America is here to help make your dream a reality. Get answers, get results, get the service you deserve. What kind of loan do you have? Call now at 888-LIFE-980. That's 888-5433-980. Or go to the web at yourrealestatelife.com and take action today.
Welcome to Your Real Estate Life, your trusted guide in real estate and mortgage planning. I'm Michael Harris, mortgage loan originator 233410 with United Mortgage Corporation of America, NMLS 3189. I ask you this question: what kind of loan do you have? You know, Halloween is almost here. And while the ghosts and goblins are out at night, and even here on the program today, for many of us, the real scares, it's the mortgage market. Yeah, it's the mortgage market. We look at what happened, rising interest rates. We're looking at them coming down a little bit, and that's always a welcome sight, especially if you're looking at financing. You got affordability challenges. I don't know about you, but I got my tax bill in the mail. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's a fun one. What are you going to do? So got a plan, whether it's November 1st, they're due, but they're late December 10th, or you got an impound account that you got to make sure that's funded correctly. So you need to look at your mortgage statement. Make sure that the right amount is coming out, the amount's going to be covered, and you're not going to get this unexpected additional bill. You have the unpredictability of the Fed. Some want a half, some want a quarter. I mean, we're over, 97%. That we're going to get this Fed move. It's coming right around the corner. It's right here. That will happen. And we're going to look at the language. We're going to see what's going on. We're going to see that they're going to be pricing in the next Fed move, the next one. So the interest rates are always best right before a Fed move. Not right after, but right before. Usually there's a little sell-off right after. Then we're trying to catch up. So when people ask, what's your interest rate? Well, you could answer it many different ways. It depends on a lot of things. Your credit, your loan to value, all these things matter. Proving income, your debt to income ratio, all these things matter. So when we look at typical Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac rates, yeah, we can dip and find a 5 in there, high 5s maybe, depending on the points you want to pay. Whether it's, again, 1 point is 1% of your loan amount. So really all you're doing is prepaying interest by paying points. Now, if you can gain those points from someone else, that's great. That's great. You buy it down, you save monthly. But if you have the money today, you save monthly over time. But where's your break even? So let's talk numbers. That 30-year fixed rate for some is 6.5 to 7 still. But for many of our clients, it's in the lower 6s. Maybe again, higher 5s with reasonable points. But that credit score, loan size, the equity position, jumbo, conforming, non-conforming, all these things matter. Non-qualified mortgage, all these things matter. So the headlines suggest a little bit of volatility because we don't have economic news coming out because the government shut down. We're expecting a lot of this stuff to run in and come out, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh. But then the next months are right around the corner. So what's really the true story? So we're kind of meandering about putting money into safety. We're watching the 10-year Treasury get closer to 4% and hanging there. And we've seen a 3. We've seen a 3 handle on the 10-year Treasury. So these things are encouraging for the interest rate market. But of course, bad news sometimes then is good news. So it's good news then for the mortgage side. Now, as interest rates go down and the discount rate goes down that quarter, maybe a quarter and another quarter and another quarter as the beginning of the year comes, you'll see consumer credit cheaper, but you're going to see your savings rates go down. You're going to see car loans getting lower. You'll see your equity line of credit, the home equity line of credit that I want everyone to have if they have equity, that's going down. 7.25 prime, 6.75, 6.5. Depending on what you're over that prime, you're buying that money with simple interest. Simple interest. And I'd love to show you how you could take that simple interest and use it to lower your overall debt by eliminating the amortized debt that you have. We can make that happen. We can make that happen. And sometimes it is a refinance because we're showing a net tangible benefit to free up monthly money, discretionary money, to allow you then to lower that interest footprint. Now, we had Fed commentary, market direction. I told you we're looking at that extra quarter. That's going to happen. But I want to talk to you about the Money Max account. I want you to show up on Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Tuesday night, 6 p.m. You need to go to our website at yourrealestatelife.com, sign up there on the bottom. Hey, if that doesn't work for you, go ahead and email me interest@aheadformoney.com. This is not a trick. This is a treat. You're going to save money. I'm Mike Harris, president of the CEO of United Mortgage Corporation of America, and I want to talk to you today. Let's make it not a spooky one, but a correct one for your real estate life. We'll have more after the break.
Your equity position has started to improve? Call about the removal of your private mortgage insurance or mortgage insurance premium and save money today. Call 888-5433-980.
What if I told you everything you understood to be true about money is not? If there was a program to eliminate most of your interest in your life and pay off all your debts, personal or business, even mortgages, in as little as 1/3 to 1/2 the normal time without refinancing and without changing your lifestyle, would you want to learn more? Call 888-543-3980 and request your information today, or email at interest@aheadformoney.com. That's interest@aheadformoney.com.
Oh boy. Welcome back to Your Real Estate Life. It's your day in real estate radio. Boy, oh boy, it's the holidays here coming around the corner. We got Halloween just right around the corner. I want to know, what kind of loan do you have? Give us a call, 888-543-3980. That's 888-543-3980. I want you to pull out that mortgage statement or go online, take a look at it. I want to know how much money is going towards principal and how much money is going towards interest. Not happy with that answer, huh? Most of the time, they're paying more towards interest than principal. Now, those of you who have the loan for a long time, you've already, suffered. You paid a lot of interest in those earlier years, and now you're getting the rewards of paying more principal. But if you're at 50-50, it's still 50%. I mean, that's not doing well. So when you started your loan, you had a closing statement. And those of you back in Truth in Lending days, you had your closing HUD, but you had a disclosure that had 4 boxes going across. In this case, now you have a page that has total interest paid on the bottom. And it has a percentage there. And if you're over 5.2% on your mortgage, as far as interest rate, you're paying over 100%. Over 100%. You borrow 400, you're paying back 400 as well in interest, let alone the principal. So what do? You go, oh, well, it doesn't apply to me. I got a 2%, a 3% mortgage, a 4% mortgage. I'm doing good. Well, maybe you're at 50, 60, probably 60, about 64% interest. Good, but not that good. So the goal is to lower your interest footprint, pay off your debt earlier. So if I had an opportunity to show you how you can pay off all of your debt, I mean, even your credit cards, car payments, and everything else, but the items that can't go away, your property taxes, your insurance, your housing items, those, of course, are fixed items. But all the other items, if I can show you how to pay them off, maybe as in little as a third or half the time, maybe 5 to 7 years, without changing your lifestyle, would that be of interest to you? I think it should. I mean, why wouldn't you? You're working hard. Continue to work harder and just pay more somewhere else. I mean, that's your money. You work hard for it. You know, I spend your money the way I spend mine, sparingly. I want value for my money, and so should you. I mean, your lender loves you. You don't need that kind of love in your life. You need to make it stop. I want to show you how you can do that. We talked about it at the end of the last segment, Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Right on your screen. You don't have to be here as far as visual. You don't have to speak. You can get 1 hour of invaluable information. This is going to give you a blueprint and an idea. It's going to lead you to a meeting with me. I'm going to have a one-on-one with you and those you care about, who you want on the call. We're going to talk about your why. We're going to understand the direction that you are in and where you want to go. And we're going to eventually look to gain your ins and your outs, which means all of your monthly expenditures that you have, but all the items that come in to allow you to spend. Now, of course, we like to have you at least a penny, a dollar, $100, or anything else positive to your monthly cash flow. But we're going to look at everything. You know, because if you put junk in, you're going to get junk out. So we want to make sure it's accurate. So we're going to do that. We're going to take the time, maybe 2 meetings, and we're going to gain your debt-free date. Yeah, no obligation. You know, I've seen many people go from 26 plus years down to 7, 8, 9, depending upon how much property they have and how many mortgages they have. Could be 12 or even 15. But if they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mortgages, multiple properties, and they're debt-free under 20 years, holy cow. Now, as an investor, you're saying, well, my goal is not to be debt-free, it's to leverage more, to get by more. You can do that because that leveraging and that affordability is going to allow you to buy more property to manage it correctly. Now, this is no magic potion. This is not eliminating your debt. This is eliminating the interest that you're paying efficiently. You know, when you're driving in your car and you want to get to a destination, now you've been there many different times, but you have no idea that day what's going on in between. So you pull out your little guide here, your GPS, and whether it's on your phone or in your car, and you put that in both sides, and okay, it's going to take me 42 minutes to get there. Okay, got it. All right. Boy, that's a route that I didn't think of taking. Well, it's seeing maybe what's going on the other side. Now, if you took that other route, mind you, you can find out it takes a lot longer, and you're going to go, well, I don't trust this device. I'm going to go ahead and take the route that I always do. Okay, you find out that you got a problem, and now you got to make a turn, and now you're, instead of 42 minutes, it took you 1 hour and 22 minutes to get there. And you go, well, I learned my lesson. I won't do that again next time. Oh, you do that again. Oh, geez. Yeah, sometimes it takes longer for many people to learn. But what I'm offering to you here is a perfect GPS for your finances. For your finances. This allows you to make every single decision with perfect precision. Perfect. Every single algorithm, every single timing, all your information. Now, your account numbers are not there. Your name is not there. If someone logged into your login, your program, no one else is going to see as far as who you are. It's just a sophisticated accounting tool. No one touches your money. No one makes any transfers. You are the driver. This is not driverless. You are the driver. I reiterate, if you're driving down, I don't know, a 2-lane highway, as I talk about, going 50 miles, 2-lane highway, nothing in between. You're seeing a lot of people going the other way and they're waving at you and you think, hey, it's very friendly, right? And then on mile 46, you find out the bridge is out and you got to make a U-turn. Now you're one of the other people, waving the other way because now you got that detour. But if you had that GPS, you would have known that. It would have been there. It would have told you the route was longer. I want you to do that with your finances because you're taking too much time. You're spending too much time in your office, at your home, on the kitchen table, perhaps, making decisions and trying to figure out what to do next. Now, if you had 6 decisions to make every month, and you probably have a lot more, that's 720 factorial math decisions. Holy cow. Congratulations. You did a good job this month. Good luck next month. You got a job to do. You got a job. You do it very well. I can only pretend to do your job. I mean, just like I'm a licensed broker here in the state of California, 00991234. Now, I can list, I can sell, but that's not what I use it for. Back in the 80s when I went and got licensed and got my sales license, and then I eventually did my brokers as a lender, we needed to have that. Now we have an MLO license. So that's 233410. I have a company license, 3189 with the NMLS. All this stuff is newer in my career as I've been doing it for 38 years. But I don't list, I don't sell. I leave that up to the experts, the ones that do that daily, who know the disclosures, know the items, know the neighborhood, know what to do, because they got 172 things that they got to go do. And I got about the same on the lending side. Now, many of those items go unseen. They're just done. We collectively utilize our talents to be your offensive line, protecting you against the defense. Because if that defensive line or lineman or cornerback or defensive back comes in, you're a scrambling quarterback. So it's kind of your job to make some quick decisions initially by aligning yourself with the right realtor, lender. You have your tax professional, your estate planning attorney, which today we're going to, our last week actually, we had Marisha Charbonnet on the program. You know, we are looking at gathering or utilizing the experts so you're protected. Now, once you're in the property, you got some decisions to make, but we don't go away. We're making sure we're there to help you through that process. Also, kind of anticipating the unexpected. Because just because you got in the home doesn't mean everything's great, because things come up. So you got to make sure your money management is going to work for you. And that's where we come in with the Money Max account. We're here to help you gauge your numbers, gauge your finances, your mortgage payments, your new insurance. And insurance, that's another whole story. Make sure you allocate, if you're purchasing, gain the zip code. Understand where you're looking to buy. Get a quote on the homeowner's insurance. I want that very early to make sure we got the qualification for your property. Now, with the government shutdown, we've had delays, or not delays, but stoppage of getting flood insurance, SBA loans on hold. Some of the FHA stuff's a little slower, but not bad. Some of the, non or the hand underwriting, or utilizing an underwriter rather than an automated, those may get some delays here and there, depending upon the extent that they are. But we're trying to mitigate and get through. We have some on furlough that kind of hurts the process because of the income and paychecks. We've had some layoffs, so we're watching that. Sounds like we're back in the COVID era here, and we're kind of keeping an eye on that. We become the job police, making sure what the viability is of income. So we're keeping an eye on that. But we're here to help manage your finances, but help you make a decision when it comes to lending. I alluded to a home equity line of credit, a HELOC, in the last segment. We're gaining many who have equity in their home, who are able to go get 50, 100, 200, one even 300 right now, a home equity line of credit that you use it when you need it. And when you need it is not when you go seek it, because then you can't get it. So the idea is, if you have that, you gain the equity line. As long as you don't have a balance, you don't have a monthly payment. But it's there. And you could also utilize it through our Money Max account and use it for simple interest to pay off amortized interest. And we'll evaluate where your mortgage is and how many years you've had it and how much benefit that would have. And we can do all that math for you. Now, you may not like math, but I do. I was taking 26.4 years on my own, taking it down to 12.3. I thought I was doing really well until the program took me down to 7.9. Felt like a failure. I was doing so good. I was saving so much money. I was doing this right. I understand these principles. But those 720 decisions probably, I wasn't perfect every month, but I was doing a good job, but not as good of what this program was then saving me another $100,000 of interest. Yeah, you believe it? That much. Imagine if it was 20,000. Why would I pass that up? That's what I want to talk to you about. 888-543-3980. That's 888-543-3980. Go to Your Real Estate Life. Go to the bottom of the page. There's a registration for the webinar. It's going to ask you name, email, phone. Okay, great. Send, submit. I'm going to get back to you and get you your information to go to Tuesday night's webinar. Now, if you can't go to Tuesday night's webinar, okay, I want you there, but it's okay. What we can do is I'm going to send back to you in that email my Calendly, my invite, so you can get on my schedule so we can schedule 1 hour of time. So we can investigate together where you are, what you're looking to achieve, and we can go through also then what the program is more in depth. I'm going to send you out additionally an item to watch, a partial presentation. I'm going to send you out a few different links that you can get more information. Now, this is not, oh my gosh, I got to go change my oil. I never done that, right? Okay. So others are saying laughing because they do. Changing your own tire. Okay, great. But are you going to do it perfect? Are you going to do it absolutely right? Or is it going to be the item that you're proud of and someone comes in who's a professional going, oh gosh, let's do this right. You think hiring a professional is expensive? Go try hiring an amateur and see how you do. Maybe right away you're going, okay, it got done. But later on you're scratching your head and it may cost you even more. Yeah, I mean, some amateurs do a good job. Sure, I understand. But I'd rather not risk it. Just because the surgeon told me how the surgery is and what I should do and how I handle it doesn't mean I should make the cut. You know, if I went up to you and said, "Yeah, I went on YouTube, I got the information, now I'm ready to go. Let's go." Okay, yeah, I put this over your. No, you can't do that. No, you wouldn't want to do that. I want to make sure you have enough information to make the right decision to have your team get you down the field so we can score. Now, only one team ends up on top at the end of the year. You know, so I want to make sure you're in the running and we look to win. I want you to participate. I want to get you to that finish. 888-543-3980. That's 888-543-3980. This is about reducing your interest, accelerating your payoffs, positioning you maybe for your next refinance, but maybe not, because you may be becoming debt free. We're going to look at the numbers. This is not a trick. It's real numbers and a smart strategy. You know, I look at what's going on here. I mean, 2025 is almost behind us. It just started. Where did it go? We're in the fourth quarter. I mean, I got people calling me all the time. Should I wait till 2026 to buy? Can I sell and get a strong price? Should I wait? Should I do it now? Should I refinance? Does it make sense? Should I wait for the rates to drop? I mean, I just talked about the Fed going down maybe a few different times, 0.25%. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean the mortgage rates are going down. That's not the controlling factor. There's a lot of easing and various things they do behind the scenes with the Fed. You got people pushing for more. But again, as I said, that affects consumer rates. Mortgage rates generally move prior to a Fed move. Prior to a Fed move. So as I said, pricing in the first one, more than likely the second one, the third one's on the table. So we're already there. So we're looking at these meetings, October 29th, December 10th, and January, and then one in March, and we're looking at where we're going. But overall, the mortgages, we're not necessarily going down to fours and threes and twos. Well, things could occur that I don't know about, that anyone doesn't know about, but we're preparing for low sixes, high fives. If we get to mid fives, that's fantastic. Each time that occurs, though, you get people's confidence higher, and then they go out and buy. If they're buying with their purchasing power, do you think that's going to drive up values in that local market? Do you think the home's going to go for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 more than it did if there was less people out there? Probably. So when you have a mortgage rate that goes down a quarter, a half, I saved $2,500 this year. Okay. So 4 years, 8 years later, you gain back what your home price was that went up. So sometimes waiting isn't best. It's gaining what you're committing to. And we'll use some analogy here. Marry the home. You're going to date the rate. You're going to get the best rate at that time for the best cost factor. We're not going to spend a huge amount of points to buy it down, because then when rates do go down a little bit, you spent that money for no reason other than making yourself feel good then, and then you're out money. Not a good strategy. So we'll talk about that. So marry the home, date the rate. Now, we talked about it already, but I want you to divorce the debt. Divorce the debt. Eliminate that interest volume by utilizing simple interest to do so. And moving your money at the right time for the right cost. It's so very important to have this preparation. We're going to continue with that when we come back. Now, Halloween, a little bit spooky, but we're not going to trick you. We're going to give you the treats. I'm Mike Harris. We'll have more when we come back right after this break.
Looking for a place to start? United for Loans is the place for you to start your refinance or purchase process today. Call 888-5433-980.
Yes, it's a little scary right now, but every crisis presents an opportunity. How many times have you looked back and said, why didn't I act? Do not try to navigate lending without a map. Tune in Sunday at 7 a.m. on K-Earth 101 with host and CEO Mike Harris of United Mortgage Corporation of America to discuss your real estate life. What should I do? Buy, refinance, sell, or hold? United Mortgage Corporation of America is open for business and ready to lend. Visit unitedforloans.com or call 888-543-3980.
Lending can be a bit confusing. Numbers can be tossed from one direction to another. How can you make it all stop? United Mortgage Corporation of America, unitedforloans.com can be your guide. Call directly at 888-5433-980 for what you need to know when financing a home of your dreams or commercial property. Call now at 888-5433-980 or visit at unitedforloans.com. That's 888-5433-980.
Welcome back to Your Real Estate Life. It's your day in real estate radio. I'm Mike Harris, President and CEO of United Mortgage Corporation of America. This is Your Real Estate Life on Fox Sports, Ventura, 1590 AM, 94.7 FM, KVTA. We're streaming at kvta.com. We're also on YouTube at Your Real Estate Life. Yeah, we're on YouTube. You can go back, catch our programs. They'll be archived there as well. But on our website at yourrealestatelife.com and unitedforloans.com. That's unitedforloans.com. We are for loans. We're not just for the interest. We're not for the interest that you're paying. We've been talking about that. We're eliminating that as fast as possible. So give us a call, 888-543-3980. That's 888-543-3980. We talked about the decisions that you're making about buying now, buying later, what's going on with the prices and selling and rate drops and all that. But you need to get pre-approved, not just pre-qualified. It's not a conversation. It's getting your documents and getting that in order. Very important. It's talking to a professional in your area if you're looking to list, understanding the comps, what's going on, the comparables in your market, understanding what past has occurred for your present, so you can then make that future. You want to get that done. We want to review credit. We want to reduce balances, get you in the right to get the right score to utilize to get you the money at the best and cheapest cost. So our goal is to help you, whether it's a cash out, rate and term refinance, or a purchase. We want to make sure you are saving money. Now, every week, we look at the economic news that comes out. On Monday, we have the Treasury auctions and clues on investors' appetite for the government debt. Now, government debt, I want your debt to go down, but the government's got its share of issues as well, as we all know. But on Tuesday, we have Consumer Confidence Index. How are you feeling? I mean, reflects how optimistic you are about spending. And if you start feeling better, you're going to spend, you're going to buy, values go higher. All of a sudden, your mortgage, not your mortgage, but the housing price goes up. That costs you money. Now, on Wednesday, we have our Q3 GDP advanced report. We have our first major snapshot of the economic growth. We have jobless claims on Thursday, pending home sales, insight to the labor market. And Friday? We got personal income and spending. We got that coming out, the Fed's preferred inflationary number. But we will be looking at what the Fed does. We will get that information. So when we come back in November, we're going to go over that. And we got an election here, smaller thing. We got some stuff going on in early November. So we're going to be looking at all of this information. And you can stay up with it by going to our website at yourrealestatelife.com or unitedforloans.com. Now, I alluded to credit, and it's important to understand there's about 5 items on the pie that you want to kind of look at. And you can try to manipulate and use these yourself and kind of get somewhere there on the dartboard or on the green, but not in the hole. And that's probably what I alluded to earlier as well. I was doing this stuff. Yeah, I got over 800 credit scores. Congratulations to me. Now, if you're in the 5s, 6s, even 7s, and you want to go higher, depending on what you're looking to do, there's some good strategies. Yeah, sure, pay off your debt tomorrow. Okay. But you got to have credit utilization. You got to show you're responsible on using your debt. Now, on my drive in today, I was opening up, I was looking at an item in the mail. I was at the stoplight, so I wasn't driving. I stopped. And they're saying, based on your credit usage, which I'm very responsible, we're going to lower your line of credit on your business credit card to this. Okay, in years past, I'd go yell at somebody and say no and find out what I can do. But it's probably right. I don't need as much or as high as it was based upon my usage. So what I do is I use pay. And by doing that, it's showing credit utilization. And sometimes you leave a small balance and there's some other algorithms to discuss. But I use that because it's their money, not my money, their money. And I'm paying 0% for it for that, let's say, month that I have that use, balance, statement, pay. I'm on the other side of the credit. I'm not paying interest. I'm borrowing at 0 interest 30 days out. And it's getting you on the other side of the wall. Now we're looking at payment history. 35% make all the payments on time. Late payments can drop your score even 50 to 100 points. Now, credit utilization, I just talked about, keeping balances on your limits. You want to be 30%. So if you have a credit, let's say a credit limit of $10,000, you don't want to use it over $3,000 because that's going to ideally get you your best response or best result. So you want to be under. And then once you get to 30, maybe 18%, and then you maximize usually the algorithm. Well, your length of credit, that 15%. Yeah, I mean, it's older accounts open. It's not just, oh God, I don't use that one, let's close it. Not necessarily the best thing because it may hurt you before it helps you. But your credit amount that you have available goes down, which means your balances are now a higher percent of your overall limits. So there's a little bit to look at there. So it's kind of interesting. I've actually done loans for individuals, let's say in their 20s or 30s, and they have credit cards that are 40, 50 years old, but they were added on to their parents' account, maybe as a authorized user, or maybe they added on. So it's interesting. It's just like when you have, let's say, your AAA card. My daughter, who's 24, all of a sudden has been a member for 38 years. Okay. So it's like, oh my gosh, let alone she wasn't driving until halfway or whatever, till 16. So anyhow, so you have some of those items that sometimes mess around with the algorithms, but maybe in your favor. New credit, that's about 10%. Your inquiries. You want to avoid opening all these new accounts 3 to 6 months before applying for something. It shows that you're looking for money. and your scores may go down. Now, if you're looking and you're running credit for the loan, it's not necessarily going to hurt you, but we can do what is called a soft pull, which doesn't affect your scores. You can also look at your monthly statements and items you get saying what your consumer score is. Now, that's not a mortgage score. Mortgage scores will be a little bit lower, but it gives us an idea of what's going on. So if you tell me, hey, I got a 640 consumer score, okay, well, I know it's going to be a little lower, and then I want to know what's going on, okay, and we'll talk about it. Now, your credit mix is important, about another 10% there to complete our 100%. You could look at revolving installment. We're going to look at various variety of items, but also, again, credit responsibility. Now, if you follow these steps, it may improve your score often 20, 50 points. Now, if you're already higher, that's a good amount, and you're going to do very, very well. And my goal is to buy your money as cheap as possible. This is your payment, not mine. I'm not benefiting. I'm not the one personally giving you money and getting your monthly payments. I'm placing your loan. Now, United Mortgage Corporation of America, we will close most of our loans in our company name. Then I have them out for service somewhere else that will collect that monthly payment. So you'll get that information. But we want to make sure you're handling your monthly expenses responsibly. That's the Money Max account. Once you gain these items or gain control, understand what's going on. It's not, oh, gee, let's go put a blindfold on and go spin around. We want to make sure you have a plan. And that's what I want to talk to you and have you join us on Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Tuesday night, 6 p.m., go to our website, yourrealestatelife.com, scroll down to the bottom and register, or call 888-543-3980. Let us know name, email, phone. I'll get you out that info. So join us at 6 p.m. Tuesday night. If you want to email me, interest@aheadformoney.com, interest@aheadformoney.com. I will get that. It's not AI, it's me. I'm going to respond. I'm going to get you out some information, some good information to review. Doesn't take long. Very easy to watch and listen to. And you can do that multiple times and whatever you want to do. But it's gaining the information for a perfect financial GPS. We want you to be in control of your finances. I don't want you bleeding out various money here and there, or, oh my gosh, slipping through your pockets. That's not what we're about. This is easy money, not a trick, only a treat. I'm Mike Harris, President and CEO of United Mortgage Corporation of America. We'll be back one more time after this break.
Get pre-approved for your home purchase. Your landlord loves you. You're making their mortgage payment. Own for less than you pay for rent. Call 888-5433-980.
What if I told you everything you understood to be true about money is not? If there was a program to eliminate most of your interest in your life and pay off all your debts, personal or business, even mortgages, in as little as 1/3 to 1/2 the normal time without refinancing and without changing your lifestyle, would you want to learn more? Call 888-543-3980 and request your information today, or email at interest@aheadformoney.com. That's interest@aheadformoney.com.
Welcome back to Your Real Estate Life. It's your day in real estate radio, our Halloween edition. We're talking about the things that you can do and you should do when it comes to your finances. I mean, you got to be able to manage money, but it's not your full-time job. I mean, we've been talking about the Fed, market updates, transitioning your money. I mean, we're doing a lot of things here, but let's get it in the right order. Currently, you have money coming in, you have money going out. You have maybe rent or maybe a mortgage, maybe a second mortgage. Items are occurring. You have credit card debt, you have a grocery bill, you have a gas, water, power, electric. You got all these things changing all the time. Your cable, your this, your that. All these things are going on around you. But you got to get up, go to work in the morning, have a busy day, come home, family, various items happening, cleaning, updating, maintenance, all these things happening. Where is the time going? If you had an opportunity, a program that allowed you to have everything in one location, being able to log in, gain the information, and it gives you perfect financial advice, smarter than you and me and most everyone, of course, in the room with you. It doesn't talk back to you. It gives you perfect advice, information on a day-to-day basis as to what to do, when to pay, and how. So you set up the ACH, you set up the payment, you mail the check, you do what you need to do, but it tells you what you should do, and then you execute. And right away, it's going to update balances, information, and all that stuff. It's going to give you at the end of the year pie charts, graphs, and all these fun little things that your CPA is going to love, that you're able to do business or personal. And it saves you time. No more spreadsheets, no more envelopes. Yeah, you can do it in conjunction, but you'll do it as a backup and make you feel comfortable because it's something you've always done and hard to break the habit. I know. But if you're able to do that and see that result, would it make a difference in your life to gain more time, do the things you want to do, understand the direction and where you are with your finances, looking at today and tomorrow? If you're thinking about buying something, doing something, and it tells you what the results would be and how and why, great information. It's not, I did this, should I? No, you know the results because it's going to tell you when you input the what ifs. And when you go over all this, you're not expected to learn or know how to do this. I mean, just like when you learn to drive. Now, some of you were very good at it. Some of you, you're still not good at it. So you need additional training. So training's involved. Customer service is there. And you got me. I'm there to help. As much as you need with customer service, also in walking through and getting you started, we're going to make sure this becomes something that you easily can utilize and make a difference in your life. The Money Max account. Interest at aheadformoney.com. I want to talk to you. For those of you who are professionals out there, CPAs, tax preparers, insurance professionals, financial planners, mortgage loan originators, divorce professionals, realtors, you can help your clients, your past clients, pay off debts sooner, freeing up discretionary monthly money, allowing them to financially plan for their future. Save money, save interest, and utilize it for other profitable ventures or the security that they need by eliminating debt. If you want to get information to allow you to talk to your past clients, current clients, maybe even future clients, talk to me. I want to help you succeed. Now, I mentioned mortgage loan originators. They're your clients, not mine. They're your clients. I want to help you gain more referral and more business from those you work with or others you did in the past. Activating that past client that's at 2 and 3% that you say, what can I do? I'm telling you what you can do. 888-543-3980. That's 888-543-3980. I want you to join us on Tuesday night as well, 6 p.m. Send me an email, interest@aheadformoney.com. If this opportunity sounds interesting to you and you have others that you want to help, I'd like to invite you to a Thursday night webinar. Same email, send it to interest@aheadformoney.com, and we'll discuss, understand what it is you're looking to do. But I need you and I want you to understand what it is and what it does for the consumer. And you are the consumer. You are the consumer. Well, I'm debt free. I don't have any debt. Well, let's bless somebody else with that same thought. Let's do that. 888-543-3980. Now, I got a lot of questions from people, how does this work? I mean, it's taking all the decisions you make, but doing them a little bit better because they're going through it. It's a hard analogy maybe here, but when you write an email and then all of a sudden you put it into something, now AI, and it kind of puts it a little bit differently, and that sounds pretty good. Maybe you make a couple of edits here and there, sure, get rid of some of those symbols and various other things, right? But all of a sudden you go, oh my gosh. Now, where was that when I was going to school? I don't know. And that's another old story, right? We had to go put it in the typewriter. You messed it up. You had to go take it out and do it again because you couldn't just move it around on a word and, okay, got it. So things were different. Things were different for all of us in the past. Of course, we were just happy to have a pager that went off and know that we had to call someone back that then hung up on the pager, or get off the freeway to go make a call. Remember those payphones? Yeah, payphone. What? Payphone. Or even now I say fax machine, people go, what? But a fax machine that had paper rolling up and you put rocks on both sides to make sure it didn't roll back. It wasn't plain paper. You were just happy when that happened. And you got rid of that bubble jet printer that you were ripping off the things on the side after it started printing. That was a whole another thing. We thought that was the best invention. You had those huge copiers that also probably cook you breakfast, right? And you're just happy that they worked. And when they didn't work, oh, help, and you didn't know what to do. Anyhow. Things have changed. Things have changed. We're working to technology. We're doing this now. We're streaming, of course, on kvta.com, where you can actually go listen to the program. You can listen to our past programs as will be posted on our website, audio. But you also have now visual. You have visual. That's on our YouTube channel, Your Real Estate Life. And our shows can be watched live as they are on the air. And you can do that. So I appreciate that. If you spread the word, that's a newer development. So I'm looking to move to the current technology. Yeah, it's a process. It's a process. But again, AI is out there, and sometimes AI calls and sees if you want to set an appointment, do what you want to do. And, and I'm a believer that it should identify itself as AI for. Some people want to try to fool you that it's not AI. That's not my goal. My goal is to make life easier for you and me, but also not to fool anyone. It's not a trick, not a trick. We're making this a treat by making it more efficient for you, not more frustrating. Now, as I look into what's going on in November, we're still looking at the rates maybe drifting a little bit lower as I hope. But again, waiting probably is not the answer. We're looking at inflation, whether it cools, and looking at different refinance opportunities as we head to the end of the year, consolidating maybe more expensive debt to free up monthly money to pay things off sooner. Or maybe it is for cash out. Maybe you're building an accessory dwelling unit, ADU, or maybe you're doing something else that you need money for. So we look at that. We look at the inventory in the marketplace, and your realtor, your real estate professional is going to help you with that. Talks about the inventory in that market, pricing strategies, whether you're a seller or a buyer. We're gathering documents and reviewing credit eventually. I don't lead with credit. I ask you about credit, and you have resources to give me an idea. And then we gather the documents to make sure about qualifying, whether we're going with bank statements or qualifying, or what income we can and cannot use and how we have to document it. Once we gain all of that and understand what we have to work with, then we can then plug in that score. But I want to make sure we understand our income and understand what we're looking to do prior. So I look to put all these things together. I want you on the right path when it comes to paying things off. I want you to make sure your decisions going forward, refinancing or purchase, forward or reverse. We are doing reverse mortgages. Those of you 55 and over, 60 in some states, 62 in others, we're able to do a reverse mortgage with good equity. And it doesn't eliminate, but it postpones any mortgage payment. Now, as it says, reverse, you will owe a little bit more, but your home equity hopefully is then going up. So you're moving to that nature. You have equity. So you've worked hard for your home. Now it's time for your home to work hard for you. So we'll talk about that and look at your situation and see if it makes sense. Sometimes monthly money is needed for medical, various items that are going on, gives you peace of mind. Some people want to go travel. Sure. Sometimes you have equity where you get money up front and a line of credit that's available. Sometimes it's just paying off that existing first mortgage, and that's enough because now you don't have that monthly payment. That monthly payment comes back to you. You can utilize a reverse mortgage as a purchase loan as well. Now, we're approved, United Mortgage Corporation of America, those of you watching throughout the United States, we're approved to do forward and reverse mortgages in 5 states. 5 states, California, Colorado, Montana, Texas, and the state of Washington. Now, if you're listening to us in other states, we can do DSCR loans, debt service coverage ratio loans, investment loans in 46 states. I'm not going to list those. Okay, so give us a call, 888-543-3980. That's 888-543-3980. Now, we can do commercial. We can do construction. Some states limited, but most not. We can also refer professionals in multiple states. Multiple states. Now, we can do the Money Max account in all 50 states. All 50 states, no excuse. So I know you listen to me in Kentucky, I can help you. You're listening to me in Oklahoma, I can help you. I can talk to you about the benefits of the Money Max account and how you can utilize it to handle your mortgage and your obligations more efficiently. I'd love to talk to the lender you use as well. They can actually utilize that with their current clients and past clients. And if they haven't spoken to you about it in the past, that's a problem. That goes for you in California as well. If your mortgage professional has not mentioned this to you, your sphere, your offensive line has not mentioned this to you, I like to be that guy that skirts up to the line, maybe that tight end on the end. Talk to the lineman next to me. Let them know about it. And then I can get substituted out. But I'll always be there on the sideline to come back in. But let's get your line educated. Let's get another tool, another play in the playbook to get you down the field. Let's do that. The Money Max account. Register by sending an email to me today, interest@aheadformoney.com, or go to our website at yourrealestatelife.com. Scroll down to the bottom, all the way on the bottom. And you're going to register right there. Name, email, phone. I'm going to send you back some information, an invite to the webinar. If you can't go to the webinar, that's okay. We're going to look to set up a time or a call initially that then we can take our steps to go forward. Eventually, it's getting a more of a budget idea, and I got a one sheet for that, no big deal. But it's all your ins, all your outs, different from qualifying for a loan. All of your ins, even disallowed income on a mortgage, right? I want to know what money is coming in on your side, but also what's going out. That includes everything. Kind of an eye-opening experience. You actually figure out, oh my gosh, what? Yeah. But we're going to make this thing work efficiently for you. 888-543-3980. That's 888-543-3980. Next week during the week on Monday, I'm actually going out back east, spending a few days there, working with individuals regarding the Money Max account, continuing that journey out to Orlando, Florida. And I'll be out there to the weekend and bringing you our next program. But we want to make sure your journey is a good one. We want to make sure you make the right decisions at the right time for the right reason. There's no tricks here. There's only treats. We're making sure your journey can be accomplished, and it's no guesswork. I gave the analogy of a golf, and you're hitting the ball on a par 3, and you're hitting that ball in the air, and you got the water going around the green, you got sand traps, and you want to make sure you're not in the sand, you're not in the water, but you're on the green. And if you're on the green, you're doing a decent job, but you're not yet in the hole. So as close to the hole we can get you with the least amount of strokes is our goal. And for those of you who remember miniature golf and all that, I don't want you hitting the windmill. I want to make sure we time it right, get you in correctly, and we make the right decisions at the right time without even having to think. Junk in, junk out. We set it up correctly. You can add new debt. You can do various things, but we want to make sure your journey is the right one. You're getting things ready already for year end, I hope. Some of your year end is just, I'm going to file an extension. But you still need to understand that you still have maybe something you owe. But you have time right now at the end of the year to gain various items of deductions, various decisions you can make. Now, you can always AI and ask, what can I do at the end of 2025 to save money on my taxes? And it's going to give you a whole list of ideas, right? Different donations or different items. But you want to also understand what items perhaps changed, what's going to change next year, and what is good this year versus what's good next year based on your decisions. So a lot of stuff there. I'm not a CPA. Check with your tax preparer on that. as we talk about tax planning and we talk about estate planning, we talk about your real estate ideas, whether you have 1031 exchanges on property, whether you're using money to pay down debt. I have individuals tell me, oh, I can't afford to pay off my debt because I need all the interest deductions I can. Okay. You only get a certain amount of percentage of those deductions. So if you're deducting and you're doing something to gain the deduction, wrong answer. Wrong answer. It really, truly is. If that was the case, you should just give me a call and I'll raise your rate to 12% and I'll give you additional deductions. If you say it that way, you go, no, well, why would I do that? Exactly. Exactly. So I'm here to tell you or ask you to participate in an item that's going to save you money today, right away. We've seen results for people within the first month or two. The organizational component to this is peace of mind. It allows you to sleep better at night. When you rest your head on that pillow, you're going to sleep better knowing this stuff is handled, organized, and ready to go, and it's efficient without you thinking about it all night long. I'm Mike Harris, President and CEO of United Mortgage Corporation of America. I want you to go to our website, yourrealestatelife.com or unitedforloans.com. I want you to check it out. Play with the calculator, do what you need to do. Go to the bottom of yourrealestatelife.com, sign up and register for the webinar. You're going to get some information sent back to you. I want to talk to you and have you to understand what you can do to improve your interest footprint. Gain the right rate. Yes, I want to help you on refinancing and purchasing with United Mortgage Corporation of America, but I want to help you afterwards as well. And if you don't need financing, that's fine. We'll help right now in regards to the Money Max account and your future when it comes to your money. I'm Mike Harris. Thank you for joining me. We'll be back next week with another program. Yes, we will. But until then, what kind of loan do you have?
United Mortgage Corporation of America, UnitedForLoans.com will continue to take your calls after the program. Call now to start your home loan process at 888-5433-980.
Just another thing. I want you to have a safe Halloween. I want you to make sure, you look at that candy, what's wrapped, what's unwrapped. Sure. Make sure that you got something safe set up if you're looking to entertain people coming to your door. But have a safe Halloween, because I want to talk to you next week about your real estate life. It's been an honor to be here now. We're in our fourth quarter. We've been doing this now for 19 and a half plus years. And I want to continue to talk with you. Thanks for joining me. We'll talk next week.